The Doghouse Cup Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is today's all-American kitchen. Open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Shoney's guests can count on quality, delicious food along with warm, friendly service. Stop by one of our West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar, and don't forget to take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink. Zero sugar, zero fillers, 5 calories, packed with essential vitamins, and loaded with brain-enhancing nootropics at optimal levels. Make the switch to a better tasting, better mixing, and more effective energy drink. With flavors like pink lemonade, fruit punch, and grape popsicle, just to name a few, there are something out there for everyone. Click on the link in the description for more information. Welcome back, everybody, to SimTrax Broadcasting. This is Patrick Morrison coming to you live here with the Doghouse Racing League on this fine Thursday night. Drivers are getting a couple extra practice laps in here in just a moment before we start the race here at none other than Atlanta Super Speedway. Hopefully you guys tuned in last week where the duels took over and many drivers were able to kind of battle back and forth, test a few extra things, as the draft is ever so key here with the new pavement and the way it's going to start really taking effect onto this track and how it treats the tires. The drivers are kind of sliding around, bumping around, having trouble with the draft and pushing through the turns, and that just seems to be a no-go for some of these guys, having a very, very difficult time out there trying to find out exactly what they need to do to make it happen and be successful out there. So guys lining up in pit road, getting ready to lock and load for this one. Let's take a look at what we've got for you here tonight. 149 laps, but they will have 4 sets of tires down pit. 100% fuel limit, of course, no fast repairs here. And joining alongside me tonight on this 109-degree track temperature day will be Stella. Stella, talk to me about this race. How are the drivers feeling out there?
Oh, I think they're pretty confident. They've been practicing all week. They had another practice race last night. Yeah, they still have some tweaking issues, but I think they're going to be looking good.
All right, Rogue Energy and Shoney's are the sponsors here of the Doghouse Racing League. Appreciate you guys joining along with us here tonight. Let's get ahead and get to our starting grid here. Right now, we got Jonathan Jennings and Kevin Thompson. If you guys remember how fast they were last time, they're definitely looking to put some solid times down here tonight. They'll be in the front row. Hunter Simpson sitting third. Bill Gentry will be sitting fourth. Moving on to Daniel Wilkerson on the inside of row number 3. Gary Armijo will be the one leading on the outside of that same very row. Jonathan Smith, 7th. Eric Warman will be 8th. Gary Clune and Justin McMahon. Glad to see that 24 machine back out on the track. Have missed him for quite some time. Christopher Simon there with the Shoney's Racing Machine. He'll be starting in the 11th position, just outside the top 10. We'll see if that black and green car can get it going. He'll be sitting next to Andrew St. Cour. Stephen Bonomo starting a little farther back than expected, 13th next to Mike Samia, Michael Dow, and Ricky Williams, row number 8. Moving on to row number 9 will be Duke Davis and Mike Leftwich. Chris Leftwich, another driver from the Shoney's Racing team, now sitting 18th and 19th next to Nicholas Atwood, rounding out our top 10 rows. Nicholas Atwood is where he'll be finishing that one out. Getting on from the remainder of the field, Tyler Mollett, Richard Leclerc starting here in the back with Mark Dumont and Gary Madu. So far back, they've got a lot of work to do, and it's very, very hard to pass here. Kevin Brown will be our last driver out there on the track. Hopefully he'll be able to see if he can fight his way forward in the 33 machine. That is going to do it for it. The driver's loaded, ready to go here, and I can't wait to see Hunter Simpson here in the front. But it looks like Hunter Simpson gets a great start here along with Jonathan Jennings there in the front row. As they move on, Kevin Thompson almost looks like he got caught sleeping a little bit here, and he's going to have a hard time playing catch-up here, as Kevin Thompson has dropped from 2nd to 4th and already the blink of an eye here. Daniel Wilkerson slides into third, but he's still battling alongside that 21. And Stella, we've already got guys shuffling around, and Hunter Simpson's blinking. Boy, that's going to be a tough start here at the beginning of this race.
Yeah, blinking is terrifying to all the people behind. People tend to get focused on it, wonder where he's going to come back, and get a little itchy with that brake pedal. But I'm liking what I see so far. We have nobody just running out there, skidding around on those brand new tires.
Yeah, we are still side by side here. We are still watching Kevin Thompson trying to battle and stay in the top 5. He's teetering on the edge as Jonathan Smith in the 99 Chevrolet moves up front. Now take a look here. Chevrolet's leader, top 5 here. Kevin Thompson in the Ford trying to see if he can hold on here as we begin lap number 3. Moving on through. Definitely tough work here where Justin McMahon's still holding that outside line. We saw him be extremely successful there with Andrew St. Coeur during the duels. But it looks like St. Coeur is going to be way off, sitting back in 14th. Now we'll shuffle through some of this field here where Eric Warman in the 31 Chevrolet, not too bad by him. Unfortunately, has lost the position there to Gary Clune with the Twisted Axle Racing team on the inside. Already taking a look out into the chat. B-Mac out there rooting on Team Twisted Axle. They are looking to have a strong season here as the Elite Southern Motorsports team has taken not one but both seasons here this year. K-Doggy out there as well saying, let's go boys, let's rock and roll. So the 33 machine rooting everybody on as Kevin Brown is actually sitting back in 19th. Now he's moved up 6 positions here, not too bad. So Stella, I would say you and I have been through a few broadcasts here before, not just at this league, but we've seen guys texting and doing that sort of thing while they're racing. And I would highly not recommend that. And I know Kevin Brown is not. He is probably just tuned in with us. Let's move on to one of the fastest drivers out there on the track. Mike Samia in the number 3 Chevrolet just landed a 29.67 time out there on the track. Huge spot, especially since he's squeezed in the middle here of it looks like Jonathan Smith in the 99. Where is he? Jonathan Smith's actually up top. I'm looking at Eric Warman in the 31. I'm getting a little mixed up with those two drivers, seeing where they are squeezing, and I believe that is Bonomo that might be actually behind him in the number 9 Toyota. But Toyota's leading the rest of that car make and model will be Gary Armijo, who slid into that 5th position as Kevin Thompson continues to roll back through the field down to 8th now.
Yeah, looking at some of these guys, they're saying, oh, the high line's working real well, but not the high against the walls, guys. That's a little too high.
Yep, definitely trying to keep it close here. No, a couple of guys we noticed during Heat 1. Now, if you remember from the duels here, Stella, Heat 1 is about single file. Drivers weren't really kind of following along each other. And Heat 2, it was side-by-side racing for 40-some-odd laps. So
the whole way.
It was fantastic racing. Now, I have been sworn here that we're going to see some side-by-side racing, and it is definitely happening as we're taking a look at Clune outside line, trying to hold it on through here. Let's get up top and kind of take a look at the drivers from above as we hit the Michelin chopper view here. 7 machine of Gary Armijo underneath, the 21 of Kevin Thompson in his Ford, and the 31 of Eric Warman. So right now we are still single file with Jonathan Jennings, Hunter Simpson, and Daniel Wilkerson here, 1, 2, and 3. But that is going to end here very soon, Stella, as it looks like Wilkerson might have a right side of his car full of the number 11.
Yeah, well, 21 is Thompson saying, come on, Clune, we got a nice line behind us, giving him a little nudge there. Pick it up, pick it up.
Yeah, and then notice the 34 Bill Gentry kind of hanging out in the midst of all this mess as the 34 machine goes down and touches. Now, Stella, talk to us about that red and white line out there. It is, it's definitely important, seeing that it is not yellow as normal as most tracks out there.
True, but this is a no-go line. The league has been notified tonight that if you go past the line down onto the apron and do any advancing and passing, anything like that, if you're down there by even any more than half of your car width, you will be penalized, and that penalty is losing the place that you advanced plus an extra place.
That's definitely not a penalty you want to serve here. Elite Southern Motorsports still leading this race here. Let's rotate on back to drivers on the move. Tyler Mollett. Remember we said he was out there in the weeds, has moved up 8 positions, sitting 13th. So now on the top half of the field for Tyler Mollett, and Kevin Brown in the number 33 Chevrolet looks like he is keeping up, rocking around behind the 94 Chevrolet. He's figured out, hey man, if he's on the move, follow him, lead follower, get out of the way as the rest of the drivers as they snug up behind Andrew St. Cour. Now St. Cour is going to take his time here. From the last Atlanta we saw Andrew St. Cour run, he sat back. Oh, we got contact.
Uh-oh. Yes, we do.
Contact. Looks like Clune is into the wall.
And
21
he's
Clune.
not done yet. Oh, he's not done yet.
Hold it,
Oh,
hold
my-
it, hold it. Oof. Caution.
Does he pull into his place?
Well,
Sorry.
technically that would be an illegal pit entry. He may, with pit road being closed now, I don't know if he will be able to enter
Get
his
service.
box here, but he will.
Yep, he is getting right side tires as we speak. Might as well.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look back. Jonathan Smith is showing the one to be spinning out here. Boy, he got a shot.
Yes, I mean, it just threw him out there.
All right, let's see if we can kind of break this up a little bit here. All right, everybody, we are back trying to get a top-side look at this here. Now, I want to take a look and see what actually starts this mess. Gary Armijo looks like he kicks up to the side and catches Clune here on the left. Thompson's got nowhere to go, pops him. 99's trying to follow suit. And I think that may do it for the two of them. Now, that does, unfortunately, get the 99 of Jonathan Smith caught up in a massive amount of cars. You see Tyler Mollett here on the bottom. He's been on the move. And boom. We got guys getting spun out and tossed everywhere.
I
Mollett
thought for
gets
sure
back
we
in.
had,
Bam.
that they had straightened themselves back up. But then it just went south from there. That's too bad.
Yep. Really an unfortunate event here. As we move on, we are still under caution here on lap 15. We'll rotate through drivers who decided to come down pit. Eric Warman on back. So from 13th down, Warman, Ricky Williams, Christopher Simon, Gary Madu, Nicholas Atwood, Andrew St. Cour, Kevin Thompson, Kevin Brown. Right now we are looking at Mike Leftwich. Jonathan Smith still down pit, 35 seconds in his box. He'll be fighting off some of that damage. Duke Davis in the 85 Chevrolet. He's been down here about 50 seconds as well, and Clune with the most amount of damage, 2.5 minutes in his box. Trying to piece that race car back together. Boy, that is an early caution here at Atlanta. Really makes you kind of question, they're going to be able to return back and remain competitive with the amount of damage that they've suffered.
Well, they did pretty well in the heats as far as cautions. One did better than the other, but we shall see. This league has no fast repairs, so they tend to be a bit less reckless, I will call it, as far as diving in and crushing each other. So I think they'll watch their P's and Q's. These are good drivers.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of tough seeing we get back underway. Hunter Simpson, Jonathan Jennings will be back in the front row. A couple of guys still in pit here. Kevin Thompson has returned back down pit road again. Looks like an 11-second pit stop here. Interesting call to see what he's deciding to do. Jonathan Smith on his way back down. Ah, boy, that might end up ruining his race here, seeing these returning back. Gary Clune able to return back onto the racetrack. He's got to hurry up as the drivers are clumped back together here on the track. We're entering 3 here. Yes, they are. Pace car lights are off. Drivers are double wide. Stella, happy or not happy about a choose cone rule?
Personally, I hate it.
Well, it definitely mixes things up.
Yes, but if I earned that spot, you know, and then all of a sudden I got 4 people, you know, picking in front of me and they choose where I should have been, I'm not a great fan, sorry.
Alrighty. Getting ready to get back underway here. Green flag is out. Jonathan Jennings, excellent start on the outside line. Boy, look at the separation of these guys getting into turn 1. Really favorable spot here for Jonathan Jennings. Gets a great launch here with the tractor supply machine out in front. Hunter Simpson sits second. Bill Gentry moves up into third. Biggest mover is Mark Dumont, who's sitting 9th. 9th position, rotating on back. He is in the number 50 Ford out there. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's a White Castle machine out there. Yes, it is. White Castles. All right. Moving on through, Stephen Bonomo is sitting in front of them. 50 machine deciding to stay down toward the bottom. Now, we've seen a lot of success on guys on the outside line, but you've got to be out there with friends. You can't be out there by yourself.
Yeah, it's 2 wide on this track, piece of cake. 3 wide, you better know everybody around you.
Oh, yeah. So Dumont has moved up 13 positions. Tyler Mollett has moved up 10, so from him originally starting in 21st. Got some more work to do for Tyler Mollett in the 94. Looks like he's running the Rogue Energy machine. Great time to give them a shout out for Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink. 0 sugar, 0 fillers, and 5 calories. Packed with essential vitamins and loaded with brain-enhancing nootropics at optimal levels. Make the switch to a better tasting, better mixing, and more effective energy drink. With flavors like pink lemonade, fruit punch, and grape popsicle, there is something for everyone. Click on the link in the description to find out more information. And don't forget everything you use, they can even use a little promo code Doghouse, and they'll knock a little bit of money off as well and help support the league. All right, rotating on back through the rest of the field. Christopher Simon deciding to stick to the outside line. It looks like we got Richard Leclerc out there trying to help him out. Notice how Richard Leclerc is here in the back. And the 33 machine of Kevin Brown, remember he was on the charge forward, but ended up getting a little tangled up in that caution. So he is flying on back, unfortunately. He's got some more work to do. As Jennings still leads this race, all 21 laps have been under his name here. As he continues on, figuring out where these drivers can figure out how to slide underneath. Now, still, remember a little bit from practice and a little bit from the heat races and the past couple of times we've seen these guys. Are you seeing any chemistry by any different types of drivers out there, or is it still all for one and one for all?
Well, you can't shake off the fact that you've got Shoney's team out there. I would say that that would be the easiest one to pick out as far as who's working well with who.
Yeah, still trying to fight it on through. Got an update on Gary Clune, 2 laps down. He's gonna have he's gonna have to figure out how to fight this on back. Definitely a lot of damage. So he's still trying to fight on through. I believe that is Kevin Thompson there in the back with him. Thompson may be suffering the same amount of damage. All right, moving on back.
I did not see him get that tangled up in that wreck. I did see him kind of hug the wall and then all of a sudden drop back. I didn't see him get that much damage. But we have a few guys out in the chat tonight. Miguel 72 is rooting on his son Christopher Simon. And we've got B-Mac out there, of course. He always pops in right off the bat. I like him. He should put first. On it, it's saying, let's go Team Twisted Axle. And Mark McRae is even waving at him. So go ahead and heat up the chat, guys. We don't mind.
Yep, as we take a little ride along here with Ricky Williams in the number 10 Chevrolet. Notice the field of cars in front of him here. Definitely a big pile here. They're going to have a lot to work against. Right now, I'm a little concerned about Jonathan Smith is the driver they're coming up on. You see the little speck out there in front of Jonathan Jonathan Jennings here. He's going to have a lot of drivers trying to slice around him here. This might get ugly really, really quick.
Well, he wasn't even with the pack, I believe, when green flag went down. He was already chasing from behind, so I'm not surprised that they are going to be catching him.
Yep, as they slice on around him. Notice the car on the bottom. Oh, yeah, nice camera angle there. Come on, man. Boy, John. Oof. Yeah, he's into the wall, something fierce. And now it looks like the Goodyear blimp is up for a break. This was a terrible angle they had there. Let's keep on going. Jonathan Smith looks like all the drivers come out unscathed, but he did not, trying to give the guys as much room as possible.
Yeah.
Scrubbing the wall.
If they do that again, they might want to go low instead of high.
Uh-oh. Stella, something tells me you may be Mac upset.
What?
All right, let's move on through. Let's keep on going. Mike Leftwich in the 60 Chevrolet. We might see if we can take a ride along here with Mike Leftwich. See how it's going out there for him.
Oh. I so apologize. I don't know. I just made an assumption. Shame on me. Well, B-Mac, do me a favor. Enlighten me. And I won't make a mistake again.
See, now you've done it. All right, let's get back up to the front here. Mike Leftwich trying to battle on through. He's up 2. Maddu is up 9. That's the driver directly in front of him in the 63. So Gary Maddu trying to see if he can fight on through here. And we've got a couple of guys who are still side by side here in the front. Steven Bonomo's one of them. Right now, the 9 Toyota down on the bottom. Trying to see if he can fight around the 14 here, Mark Dumont. Now, Dumont has been doing a great job following along behind Justin McMahon. Really, he doesn't seem at all like he is looking to give up on him. It's seeming to work here so far so good. McMahon now slides into 7th, and that is with the help of the 14 machine. So if there's anybody else willing to go out there, reach out and lend a helping hand, I would figure Kevin Brown would consider that in the 33 Chevrolet, or Tyler Mollett, but neither one of them are deciding to put any chips on the table. McMahon moves up to 5th, so far so good. Still continuing outside line as it continues to rubber up here. Stella's speed starting to pick up on the outside, and we're seeing it's paying high dividends already.
It is. You had me confused before because you were talking about car number 50 and saying Dumont, and I was like, why do we have Dumont in 14 then? But I believe we were discussing Dow in car number 50 earlier because Dumont is properly painted.
I see what you're saying. Let's take a look here. Right now, it looks like Justin McMahon's still sitting 7th. Tumbling on the outside here. He doesn't look like he's really stressing too much. I would love to see him snug down with a couple of drivers that he's been around before, and he might actually utilize some door draft position here as he's trying to fight around Mike Samia. Samia's the next one on his list to see if he can take him down. That's him right alongside 7. Man, that's close. Got to be super, super careful here, trying to work his way around. Let's see if we can get a little edge action here. Taking a look at that 7 Toyota on the bottom. You see him taking a little hump there. I've seen a couple of guys actually in the next-gen cars come down. Whoa, Armijo. Armijo definitely fighting that race car around this track. Boy, what an excellent angle to take a look at what he's got going on out there. I don't know if he's having some trouble, but that is not looking good.
Got a lot going on that front right corner there.
Yeah.
That is not his paint job.
Boy. We get on through. Take a look at Justin McMahon. He's picked up another driver, the 19 of Nicholas Atwood. Now remember, Atwood was way, way out back. He has moved up 12 positions, but still Mark Dumont remains as our hardest charger here so far, as he has gained 18 positions to land him into the top 5 here so far.
Oh yeah, he started at 25. Atwood was at 22. They've made wonderful inroads.
All right, Stella, taking a look at what we're seeing here so far, and so far during this race. We had one caution back on lap 13. 35 laps into this one, still being led by Jennings. Hunter Simpson sits second, and Gentry is third. Is there anybody that can kind of get around these guys?
I don't know right now. I mean, they put on a clinic for the heats, and that's why they're starting in the front. I don't really see that changing much.
All right, well, with an open setup lead, I wonder what options these guys may be able to adjust. They won't be able to adjust everything, but maybe try to figure out how to either loosen up this race car a little bit, because I think some of these guys are plowing just a little too hard. One of them being Gary Nadu, who is unfortunately now his charge forward is starting to slow down here a little bit. So I'm wondering if he is fighting a little bit of right front tire wear, and now it's starting to take its toll, having to dial it back a little bit to make the longevity here of this race. Now, we were talking earlier on fuel mileage. I mean, we're 100% on fuel out here?
That is what they have in the race info for tonight.
Whoa. That could be definitely troublesome for some of these guys who might be actually debating on whether they need to pit or not.
I don't know. I think it takes that angle of the strategy out of it. We're just looking now at drivers and tires.
Yeah, that's definitely for certain, as they're driving 225 miles tonight. This I'm wondering if these guys will be definitely happy to get out of Georgia and move on to somewhere else. As a couple of these guys have been moving around. Now, Stella, I do want to kind of make a note of some of the guys who have been up front most of the night, where we saw Kevin Thompson, Jonathan Smith, and Clune. These guys have at least lost 15 positions here on the night. Now, drivers have been moving up. Nicholas Atwood moving 14, Mollett moving up 11, Dumont up 12, and Kevin Brown up 13. So talk about, guys you normally see tussling around in the front are actually out back, and guys we kind of see about that mid-pack are now rolling around up front, kind of juggling around with the top 10 position. Not too bad, seeing that Mollett is only about 2 seconds off pace here. There's still a chance to fight back if they can figure out how to team up and really work on that outside line.
Yeah, I was watching before the caution. These guys, first through 10, were closer to 1 second apart, maybe even less, like 0.79. And now you see what I was saying. They may be, slacking off, not slacking off, being more cautious and spreading out a little bit more, figuring it's a long race.
Now, you wouldn't want to lose grip, though. I think that's the only part that I would be concerned about, is taking a look here at Mike Samia. And Mike Samia is the last one to be in this pack here. Look back. That's our next clutch of guys for 9th place. So I would not want to be right now 2 seconds off pace on the next pack. These guys have got to figure out how to work together and try to run them back down. I would be concerned if there's any sort of anything they can do to see if they can get caught up. I think battling side by side, we saw during the heat races, that did not work out well at all. But they've got to figure out how to get back together and work together. If they go side by side and push all the way through, they may have a chance of catching up. But each and every lap, they're losing more and more ground here.
Yes.
It's just not seeming to work out. I don't know if there's something going on. Kevin Brown is on that inside line with Mark Dumont on the outside, now 12th. He's on the roll back here, and he's going to have a lot of work to do. But, man, oh, man, I'd hate to be right now 3 seconds off pace and falling back.
Yeah, it is increasing. I see what you say. I'm not sure whether they're either caught back here, say some of the guys in that second mid-pack, or whether there is some kind of strategy at all. I mean, are they saving tires? You're saying fuel doesn't matter. Are they just praying for a caution and they catch back up? Dunno.
Oh, you might get one right there, as it looks like Kevin Brown going up and trading a little bit of paint with the 14. That's a little yellow and blue there. Might trade it off there a little bit. Notice how everybody else is kind of slacking off here a little bit, but still on a tear. I'm wondering if guys have burned their tires up a little bit here. They can't do that yet. I would probably suggest that guys probably come down around lap 55, maybe 60, and come down for a freshen up on the tires and a quick adjustment. But
Now, is there any chance, because I think you said what, everybody past 13 or something went into the pits on that last caution?
yes, they did. Look at you listening in. Nicholas Atwood is actually the highest driver who pit last on the last caution. He's sitting up there in 6th. Now, I would say if the drivers need to come down, give a quick splash of fuel, throw fuel in 2 sets of tires. Jesus, a whole
Just 2
set of
tires.
tires on there.
Oh, okay.
and get back out there. Nicholas Atwood's going to be hung out to dry because he'll be the only one in that front pack that won't have to pit.
Okay, well, I don't know if that's hung out to dry or I just made 6 places without even trying.
With no draft help. He'll be out there all by himself.
Man, sorry, some of these guys are pushing and it's getting a little sketchy.
Yeah, they're having some trouble here, trying to see if they can push their way on around.
Yeah, Millette's got to talk to Bonomo or it's not gonna go well.
Yeah, right now they're trying to see if they can get something going here. I know they're definitely up there with the Elite Southern Motorsports team trying to figure out can they work together? Can they not going to work together? It's definitely getting pretty dicey here, but still, Stella, we're looking at 6 seconds of fall off here.
Yeah, how we doing up front? We haven't seen those guys in a little bit.
We can rotate back up front and take a look at Daniel Wilkerson, who might be under fire here by Nicholas Atwood. Atwood sliding to the outside. Notice how Wilkerson is trying to hold on tight to Justin McMahon, which McMahon has broken farther into the top 10, now into the top 5, sitting 4th. Side-by-side racing here, and notice what it's doing, Stella. Look at the gap it's created.
It did.
Yeah, so right now this is not good. There may be another pack here that's getting ready to get separated. They've got to figure it out. The 19's got to pass here pretty soon. Atwood's starting to slow him down. 3/10
And Armio's got to be frustrated because he's stuck behind the 2 of them and can't do anything about it.
Gary.
Oh.
Gary Armijo almost gets him there. And right now, Gary Armijo almost needs to rip the back bumper of Daniel Wilkerson off. That way he can push Wilkerson back to the front here and try to get around this 19 and quit this battle out before they lose grip. That is not looking good. 19 trying to slide around again.
All right. Maybe.
Yeah, not yet. 7 Machine taking another shot at it. Notice I'm wondering if there's almost a weird part of that track where he rotates up and gets hooked again. So it looks like Atwood is going to drop down into 6th. Armijo is now going to be under fire by Mike Samia. Samia in the number 3 Chevrolet. You see him in the white and blue sitting on the outside here. Ooh, Samia. Yeah.
Wow.
Right now, that's exactly what you want to see. But now Samia and Armijo battling it out have now dropped off by a second.
Yep. Well, I have to admit, if my car started going loud on me, I'd be letting off the gas too. Oh, because that was freaky to watch.
Yeah, not good here. McMahon actually may be dropping off those top 3 to see if he can reach back there and grab that pile again and pull them back to the front with a little more draft help. 8 seconds separate the leader in 10th place, now 9th place, as Bonomo is still falling off the pace. It's not looking as hot as they would have hoped here, remaining on the rest of this field. Rotating back to Millette, who's sitting in the 94 Chevrolet. Eric Warman in the 31. He's trying to see if he can get a little something going here in the back. And is that Ricky Williams back there? Just looking to see which driver kind of swiveling and swinging around a little bit. That might be the number 12 of Andrew St. Cour. St. Cour actually way off pace here. As unfortunately, Twisted Axle Racing team is kind of on the back foot here. Their highest driver is Andrew St. Cour, sitting 18th. That puts Kevin Thompson 21st and Gary Clune 24th.
Yeah, but they were in that accident. So.
Yeah. All All right, B-Mac out there, proud mom out there saying she thinks she's bringing in a little bad luck tonight. I wouldn't say that. There's just something a little tricky going on out there tonight. Definitely is Super Speedway as it gets more wear and tear from the years going by. Things are changing, so the setups can't remain the same as last year. They'll have a lot more different hurdles they need to cross. Let's take a look here at Gary Madu. Madu in the 63. Boy, he's in a bad spot. He's got to be careful. Looks like the 60 of Mike Leftwich lets off a little bit to keep from causing trouble.
You know, in the scheme of things, this is one of the most recently paved tracks as far as that goes. I mean, they did it in 2021. But that's also when they went and changed it from 24 degrees to 28. And it really, you know, it gave them that big, you know, super speedway feel. But they also changed the track itself. They used the ODL with this track because of so much water issues. They kept having to stop races and whatnot due to they couldn't get the track dry enough. So they've got this open drainage layer paving now, and I don't know if that's something to take into account versus a regular asphalt.
Oh yeah, take a look at this, Stella. We are going 3 wide here with Mark Dumont in the center. Looks like he thinks the better of it and checks up, decides to fall on back. That's going to leave Warman almost hitting the brakes here. 27 machine of Christopher Simon snugs up behind him and tries to get a little closer. But notice how we don't have guys bump drafting like we're used to seeing at a super speedway.
No, and I'm surprised. I mean, it has all the features. It has the width. It has the banking. It's just 1.5 miles though, versus like our 2.5 mile tracks. But does that really, you know, matter that much when it comes? Oh, hang on, I might answer my own question. They usually do the bumping and pushing on the straightaways and not on the corners of those tracks. And this one, the corners come up really, really fast. There's more corners than there are straightaways.
Well, it's interesting enough is normally the old Atlanta with the old pavement, these guys used to reach and almost touch that 200-mile-an-hour mark. Even guys in the draft now, top speed sitting around about that 190. And you said it's gone restrictor plate, so...
It has.
Yeah, I hate to see that. Could you imagine this track unrestricted plate?
Yeehaw.
Now, they always say they're capable of doing it, but definitely don't want to risk the health and the safety of the drivers in an experimental car. All right, 6 seconds separate 7th place from the leader of Jonathan Jennings. Jennings still doing an excellent job here. Out front, I would just wonder if anybody else would consider contesting him, such as Hunter Simpson. Would he consider passing him and getting some lead laps here? You know, try to see if he can battle him, for some stage points or some playoff points or something like that here. Simpson's not really pressing the issue and trying to shoot around him here.
No, but there's no stage, break, so I don't think there'd be a stage points. But I remember Andy's blinking. I remember one racer said, being in first is the worst, because not only do you have to look in front, you have to look behind, and you're always a target. This one is this way. He can just sit there, ride the draft, be cool, save himself, and then right at the end, and win the race.
That's definitely a hard one to choke down, considering waiting that long. Especially with the amount of separation. You see how we're sitting at a camera angle here, look in the back at the front pile. There they are.
Yep. Well, I'm not saying that's their strategy, but those front ones, I wouldn't mind. Why contest it when you're 100th away? You are right on him. So, yeah.
Yeah, looking pretty tough here as we see separation out there on the track. This is by position. You see the number 1 out there. That is the leader, Jonathan Jennings. The number 7, that is Mike Samia. shows you the 11 out there. The 11 actually being Kevin Brown. And then rotating on back to the 20th position is Kevin Thompson. So we're seeing a big separation out there all across the entire track. As 4 different clumps of cars separating this entire field here. Now, no pit stops as of yet, as we reach 64 laps completed. Jonathan Jennings going ahead and getting the next one going here as he begins lap 65. And this has really been all his race here, Stella.
Oh, yeah. And we're not even halfway through. I mean, all kinds of things could happen. But, you know, now he's starting to put a little...
There we go.
Pit stops. Oh, we have trouble. Okay.
Now, a couple guys
That
having to
was
lock it up to
close.
keep from hitting everybody.
Yeah, McMahon was having some squirrely issues going on there.
Yep. Let's
Now,
keep an eye on
Atwood
here.
came down.
Yes, he probably would not want to lose the possibility of losing that pack out there.
Yeah.
So Mike Samia and Gary Armijo remain out there. It looks like Mike Samia may be able to get a lead lap here. And it definitely comes at no better time. Samia has not pit. He is not one of the guys who came down on lap 14.
Really?
Neither is Gary Armijo. The next one would be Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown came down on 14, but this is where you got to start kind of weighing your options here of the amount of time that you were gaining versus losing. Looking at Kevin Brown's time, his best time was a 29.78. Not the fastest one on the track, but still a respectable time getting that fast. His last lap time was a 31.74.
Okay.
So he's got about over a 2-second fall off here, and he's got to really start considering when does he come down for tires, and seeing what different strategies are out here. I would definitely expect to see everybody taking tires when they come to pit. The question is, when do they pit? And a couple of guys still out there right now. Jonathan Jennings back down to 14th, but he's followed by company all behind him who have come down pit. Tyler Millette now showing a lap down here. I'm going to see if he can fight back and get around that, but it does not look like it as that is Jonathan Jennings working around him, which I'm sure Jennings will regain the lead once these guys come down and pit. Samia and Armijo still the only drivers out there who've yet to pit since the beginning of this race.
Well, and something else it doesn't seem to show is once these guys are a lap down, our tower shows 1 lap down. It doesn't show the fact that Simpson is now quite a distance behind Jonathan Jennings. He's not that .09 on his tail.
No, he is not. And hopefully we'll kind of see this straighten out a little bit here. I know Jonathan Jennings staying down
Was
here
that
in
a
the back, but this should be clumping them together. That's actually Hunter Simpson right behind.
Ah, okay. Because when he hit that traffic and went around Reese's, it was quite distance. And I was going to ask you if there was a great distance in how they came, the time they spent in the pit.
No,
Okay.
Everybody about that 15 seconds. Jonathan Jennings was actually down for 15 and a half. So a little slower than like Daniel Wilkerson, who had a 14 and a half second pit stall time. So actually very, very fast there for Daniel Wilkerson. Excellent job there. So he's going to continue on through here. Notice Kevin Brown is looks like, I believe Mike Samia works his way on down pit.
He did.
Kevin Brown has the lead lap for him, so send another 5 bonus points his way. Christopher Simon now sits second. Gary Maddu is third. Andrew St. Clair fourth. Eric Warman is fifth. Right now, everybody ninth on up. As last pit on lap 14 or 15. Kevin Thompson did come down 1 lap later for a quick touch and go there. It looks like he may have either thrown on a set of left side tires or may have made a mistake here, but Kevin Brown.
Slow down.
And we'll have to see if that if he made it down in time and slow enough there. That was not looking good as he came in screaming into that
Yeah.
into pit
I didn't
road.
know if it's the cone or that next line after the cone. 'Cause, yeah, if it was the cone, he may be in trouble.
Yeah. Now we'll keep an eye and see if he's got any problems out there. Yeah, he might be held up. Right now I'm showing him sitting down pit road, 25 seconds in his box.
Yep.
Yep, that's going to do him.
And now we have Simon. Okay, yeah, we got a little activity here and there.
Andrew St. Croix looking to see if he can lead a lap here.
I did not realize you get bonus points for leading a lap. So maybe, yeah, what you were saying about Simpson. You might
Yeah,
wanna
leading
challenge
lap,
him.
and I believe you get another 5 for most laps led.
Ah, okay, okay.
7 drivers remain out here who pit on lap 14. St. Croix, Madhu, Warman, Mike Leftwick, Ricky Williams, Kevin Thompson, and Duke Davis.
All right.
Jonathan Smith did as well, but he's been battling damage here all night.
Yeah, yeah.
I would wonder if they would try to see if they could one-stop this race.
Oh.
Guys came in on lap 65. 65 is as far as they can go.
On their fuel.
They may have to
Okay.
pit a second time. It would definitely be close. St. Croix would have to come down one more time, and he may have enough fuel to make it. Gary
Yeah, that'd
Madhu,
be a
Eric
little
Warman may be
close.
thinking the same thing here, Stella.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking, okay, it's 65, you're looking at 130. I'm sorry, that's too close. Come down again.
Yeah. But coming down on 14, they're going to be able to work their way down on, let's say, lap 80. 80,
Yeah,
85 area, and then they'll be
I
able
like
to
that.
make fuel to the end. So that could be the call of the race, is taking that early pit stop. I like the idea.
Yeah, but cautions will, make everything moot. And, if we suddenly get a flurry of those and everybody pits and then everybody's back to square one.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Hopefully that
But-
does not end up being the case. I always like how Doghouse Racing League puts on their shows here each and
yeah.
every Thursday night. Guys, you can also tune in as well to Intensity Broadcast, and they broadcast the Truck Series. This is the Doghouse Cup Series that we are watching here and now. The Elite League, that they try to get their best drivers out here doing their best. And we've had only just one slip up here on this race, one caution back on lap number 13, and no incidents as of yet. Hate to see the beginning of this season kind of not go Gary Clune's way, as he ended up with a massive amount of damage there. And it looks like we see smoke again. I believe that may be Clune that we shot into pit, trying to get kind of slowed up here. Heading down into heading into pit, but Kevin Thompson, notice he's coming down into pit as well. I'm wondering if St. Croix, the only one from Twisted Axle Racing Team, not joining them to pit. Might be trying to hang out just a little bit longer here, Stella. Remember what I was saying, they may be able to stretch it just a little bit farther than everybody else. And one stop this thing. This would be a beautiful call if it pays off.
Yes.
But we'll see if tires are going to matter when it does come down to that time, because if we see somebody like Jonathan Jennings short pit it here, that could definitely tangle everything up. And when you're talking about guys out there that are laps down now, I mean, Jennings is only 23 seconds off pace, but only the top 10 remain on the lead lap.
Agreed.
So,
Yeah, but that, like you say, that'll change. No, because all the rest of these guys have already done their thing. Or where are we? We're still the top 6 now.
yes.
Still have to pit. Okay. Okay. Well, some of those guys will come back around on their lead lap then.
And maybe if Jennings is only off by 22.5 seconds, and we're seeing most
Maybe
of
not.
pit lane time with 4 tires changed, sits an average of 48 seconds. He's going to be off about half a lap, and then he still has to get up speed, and then still has a scrub lap where he's got 1 lap to get up to speed, and the tires start tacking up and actually holding to the track. So St. Cour's got to weigh his options here. Jennings sitting there running his last time of a 30.15. Andrew St. Cour, not too bad, sitting running a 30.82. But he's losing 7/10 a lap, and he's got to really consider what is he doing here, because that's going to add up over about 10 laps.
I've seen Logano take the pole with a 31.2. I mean, these guys are screaming.
Yeah. Yeah, they're flying. They're flying right now. So,
Man.
but that is also them in the draft. Some of the best times out there. 29.77. Some, as 29.78 they're out there by Mark Dumont. Okay. And it looks like St. Cour on his way down. That is going to slide us to Gary Maddu, who's going to get a lead lap here. I believe that is the Kiss Ford out there in the number 63. He has gained 23 positions on the night. Still going to have to come down and pit. Eric Warman joins Andrew St. Cour out there. This is looking pretty sketchy for some of these guys who have decided to change and kind of move things around a little bit. Where is this going to land them further into this race?
Yeah, I'm looking now that I know that there's some points involved. The Leftwich going another lap gives him an extra 5-point leg up.
Yeah, that would definitely be very helpful.
Oh, no.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah.
Yep, so Leftwich remains out there. He's going to try to get himself a lead lap here. 15 seconds ahead of Jonathan Jennings, who is all but getting ready to regain the lead here late into this race. 86 laps complete, 87 underway as Mike Leftwich still rolling on through. Apparently, Chevrolets are the favorite here at this track as this continues on through. St. Cour is down a lap now. This is going to be huge for him trying to come back. Daniel Wilkerson, the last one out there on the lead lap, 25 seconds off pace. Nicholas Atwood, he's trying his best to see if he can lead this pack back to the front. Mike Leftwich on his way down. That is going to leave, to me right now, the Elite Four. We are seeing Jennings, Hunter Simpson, Bill Gentry, and Justin McMahon, 1, 2, 3, and 4. As they roll around right now with some of the guys who are laps down. And you see actually off the back bumper here of Justin McMahon is Tyler Mollett. And Mollett is actually 10th position, a lap down.
Yeah, McMahon of those top 4 there has made a nice comeback from starting in 10th. And, versus the 1, 2, and 3, which is just where they started. So...
I do like Nicholas Atwood starting back in 20th, now sitting 5th.
20s. Oh, in 20th. Okay.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, Tyler Mollett is a lap down. He started 21st. And right now he's sitting 10th, so he's got some a little more to do here. And you see some sliding around here in the front. It looks like, I believe that is going to be Kevin Thompson, the 21 machine. Ended up in a little more trouble out there. Not looking good for... Twisted Axle Racing team here tonight is Loud Pedal Racing, and Elite Southern Motorsports is doing a heck of a job out there tonight. I'm looking to see where our highest driver here is with the Shoney's Racing team, and I believe that is going to be Mike Samia. Samia in the number 3 Chevrolet. He is, oh man, he's going to be in some trouble out there.
He's in 8th right now, yes?
Yep, right now he's being followed by the 17 of Rich Leclerc. Leclerc is a lap down. And Samia is about to see a whole mirror full of Jonathan Jennings when he catches up. That's actually the pile behind him there, and you're going to see Jennings with all sorts of draft and what's getting ready to happen here, Stella.
I am hoping like heck they're on the... that they're on the radio. There we go.
Right now we got a driver off track. Not sure. I think that may have been the 21. saw a driver fall off the track back there, and that didn't look good. He ended up spinning and almost coming down. Uh-oh.
He's not exactly in his box, is he?
No, I think something's going on with Bill Gentry here.
Oh, no.
Yep. Bill Gentry might be down and out, now sitting 15.
Equipment failure kind of issue versus... Oh, man.
Yeah, definitely not how you want to race this entire race and then end up at that.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't the kind of sport you can, go nature calls. This one, when you start the engine, you are in till the end.
Yeah, I'm showing something. Duke Davis, something may have happened here. Whoa.
Uh-oh. That being off the track.
Yep.
But why did it make him blink?
Here we go. That's the driver I found off the track. Yep, that's Bill Gentry. Because something happened back between 1 and 2. I don't know if he's fighting some sort of damage or if he's got a mechanical problem here.
Huh. Maybe he'll come to the infield car center and let us know.
Possibility. May still be fighting those gremlins and see if he can get that thing fixed up and squared away. Check with his race team and see if he decides to join us. Right now, I think Andrew St. Cour is trying to hold on to the lead lap, but he's losing it here. Right now, that only makes 5 drivers on the lead lap.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that in Bristol, where laps go by so fast that it's so easy to get lapped. But this is unusual. This is really odd.
Yep. Definitely an interesting one here, Stella. We are looking at lap 97 underway. Jonathan Jennings back in the lead. Hunter Simpson, Justin McMahon, Nicholas Atwood. Fantastic run here so far. Definitely keeping his head down and continuing to move. And Daniel Wilkerson still sitting in that 5th position. He's got to be feeling pretty comfortable. But he should actually be a little uncomfortable. 15 seconds behind here. And he may be the next one to end up laps down here, as the top 3 are really in an untouchable area. 15 seconds, if not a lap over the rest of the field.
Yeah, this has always been so confusing to me regarding when they get in the line and they're laps down, but they're right in the mix of everybody, and it's really confusing.
Yeah. That's going to push it around here a little bit. If you want to kind of check in another one. Okay, you're talking the line. I don't want to pick on him. Christopher Simon here. Technically, he's 32 seconds off pace.
Oh.
So he's got to get around and then 2 seconds caught up. So he's only 2 seconds off of Jonathan Jennings, but he's got to go around an entire another lap. So that's kind of the
lap in 2 seconds.
Yeah, the kind of difference. So we got different ones like Jonathan Smith is off by a minute and 33 seconds. Duke Davis is off by 5.5 minutes. So a couple of things to shuffle around and what it's going to take for them to return back to the front. Lap 99 underway. And we're seeing Jonathan Jennings just absolutely put a clinic on here. In Atlanta, Georgia, where this Super Speedway that has been renovated is definitely playing to the Elite Southern Motorsports team's favor. As they go ahead and lead the rest of this race, I believe we'll kind of twiddle our thumbs here and see if they have to come back down pit. I know Jennings, Hunter Simpson, and McMahon have all said before they've made it to the end, to the point where they did not have enough fuel to even make the burnout.
Burnouts, yes. Yes. That's pushing it. That's a la Jeff Gordon, kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. 101 laps complete. Already beginning lap 102. We're going to cut to commercial. We'll be right back. The Doghouse Cup Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is today's all-American kitchen. Open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Shoney's guests can count on quality, delicious food along with warm, friendly service. Stop by one of our West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared, legendary breakfast bar, and don't forget to take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink. Zero sugar, zero fillers, 5 calories, packed with essential vitamins and loaded with brain-enhancing nootropics at optimal levels. Make the switch to a better tasting, better mixing, and more effective energy drink. With flavors like pink lemonade, fruit punch, and grape popsicle, there's something for everyone. Click on the link in the description for more information. ...105 laps here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I always want to call it a Super Speedway after the paving job that they've done here, increasing the banking and then making it a restrictor plate race. Stella, we have been led here by Jonathan Jennings pretty much all of this race. Some of these guys are starting to, oh man, are they going to be able to make it here on that fuel mileage? 100% fuel, but we've noticed 65 to 70 laps is as far as they can make it. And has some of the drivers like Mike Leftwich, who stayed out there to lap 87, or Ricky Williams, who stayed out there to lap 85, have they made the call of the race to be able to make the fuel and make that mileage count to where they can reach all the way to the end? Stella, what's your take?
I take that, yeah, they may be able to make it, but again, they're going to be singles going back down if they don't. And even if they, if they try to stay out because they have enough gas. I've been at races listening to the drivers and whatnot, and you'll have a driver running so fast, and his crew chief will yell, freshies, freshies, as the car that came out of the pits has new, and it's like, just move over. You're not going to be able to do anything. This guy's got new tires. He went to the pits. You may be staying out because you have enough fuel, but you may not have enough tire.
Yeah, definitely a possibility. We will take a look at some of our last times here out on the track. Kevin Thompson did come down and pit on lap 78. He's one of our faster drivers out there, sitting with a 30.64. Mike Samia hung out as well. Samia right now sitting 8th with a 30.5. And really, Jonathan Jennings still running that exact same time with a 30.58. So it doesn't look like any fall off from older tires, seeing that they're at least 15 to 25 laps older. It seems Jonathan Jennings might be untouchable here as he continues this charge. Right now, seeing that 30 seconds is about the laps we're running. And Daniel Wilkerson right now back here 21 seconds down, hanging out with Nicholas Atwood. Boy, they may be in some deep trouble, as the top 3 may put them a lap down as well.
Yeesh. Yeah, this is pretty amusing. At this point, wow, put them down too. They'll win the race, and the rest of the guys will still be tootling along. They could stop and have lunch. That's amazing.
Yeah, they've really done it here. Let's rotate on back to Kevin Brown, who's sitting 17th here. Looks like he's fighting along with Bonomo. Bonomo, he clears him here. So 3 Toyotas have finally clumped up, sitting 14th, 15th, and 16th. Simon leading that charge. Gary Armijo looks like he's going to roll on back as he takes the outside line. Not working out too well, seeing he's got no help there. So Armijo down to 17th. Brown moves up another position, so does Bonomo. Now let's get to Christopher Simon. Simon following behind Ricky Williams in the number 10 Chevrolet. Mike Leftwich, he's leading that entire pack that's sitting behind him. And I believe that pack consists of Jonathan Smith, and I believe that is Gary Clune in the number 11 machine. So a lot of A lot of drivers laps down, still trying to see if they can put on a great show. Even a lap down, you can still gain positions out here, seeing how far apart they are.
Yeah, I appreciate guys that are like, oh, I'm not going to win this, I quit. You know, that's not racing. You know, you need to finish it. If your car's still going and you're still going and your equipment's still going, you should stick it out till the end.
So you're trying to pass it around a little bit like guys who don't show up for the playoffs.
No, really? Yeah.
All right.
Exactly like that.
Rotating back up to Tyler Mollett and the Rogue Energy Machine, setting up 14 positions here on the night. Nicholas Atwood still remains our hard charger of the night. Up 16, unless Tyler Mollett can figure out how to come up with a jetpack and pick up the pace. All right, now Mollett did come down on lap 65 with the rest of our leaders. Mollett ended up being down pit road for about 29.47 seconds. So he spent over a minute down pit road. So that is definitely what the difference you see here is. Top 5 all Chevrolets there. Moving on through as we enter lap 115. Chat getting a little cold out there. BMAC, I know this is not looking too good here for the Twisted Axle Racing team. I know Elite Southern Motorsports has really been putting on a heck of a show out there. Justin McMahon there with Loud Pedal Racing sitting third. I'm wondering if it makes me question how long these guys have been out there. And pit road, here it comes. Jonathan Jennings on the way down pit. McMahon loose.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Okay,
let me tell you right now, if he ends up bringing out a caution, I guarantee we'll see people jumping through the monitors here to bust him upside the head. Justin McMahon's going to have to get back on the track and pick up the pace here because he missed pit road.
Totally. Yeah, he kind of did a double take.
Yeah, that did not look good. Let's take another look at that. Here's McMahon trying to slow down and get aimed for pit road here. Can't get it slowed up. Can't get it slowed up. Boy, and Mollett, same thing.
Yeah.
Boy, and really give it to everybody else for not getting tied up in that one.
Yes, because that was a shocker having people come up there, you know, where they should be going down.
Man stays out another couple of laps here. He's going to see if he can run him back down. Right now, he's only leading by about 9.5 seconds over Nicholas Atwood and Daniel Wilkerson, who are trying desperately to catch back up. Now, all three of the top three have come down on lap 65. McMahon working his way down now. Driver who may become out in the lead is Kevin Thompson. Kevin Thompson, 18 seconds down. Starting to run these guys down. Atwood and Wilkerson will need to pit. McMahon still down pit road. Kevin Thompson getting ready to sling on through, and St. Cour is sitting fourth.
Nice.
Wow. Talk about a switch up here. Jonathan Jennings now down to 12th. Talk about going from the lead to outside the top 10 here. He's got a lot of work to do. Christopher Simon, he also came down on 73. He should be able to make it to the end. Maybe.
But now at least we have 12 people on the lead lap. Am I correct?
At least.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe McMahon remains on the lead lap.
He
No,
just
went a lap down.
Yeah. Okay.
So, big question is, can Kevin Thompson and Andrew St. Cour make it to the end? Boy, that's going to be tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Thompson came down on lap 78.
Ow.
Andrew St. Cour came down on 84.
Okay.
Boy, that's going to be close. That put them right about 60 some odd laps for St. Cour if he can make it all the way to the end.
Yeah. And it would be, I would think anyway. Honestly, though, we don't know when the guys came down. They might have come down when they're, they started doing their pit stops. What if they did it at, say, 90%? where they could, and we're calculating off of that, and they're willing to drive until it's dry.
Stella, that would be the most insane thing not to go down and fill this thing up full unless it's your last pit stop.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant. When they did their first pit stop, they were coming in with still, not driving till it's empty. And maybe we're calculating off of, 80% of their tank or 90% of their tank because they came in before they were on fumes. Maybe they can go a little further than we think.
These are the guys who came down on lap 14. The guys who came down on 14 were able to stretch out to 78 to 84.
Okay.
Guys who didn't pit had to come down to lap 65.
Okay, but that's 65, and the other ones were able to make it 70 laps. So,
yeah. I'm trying to base 65 off Andrew St. Cour's 84 lap pit stall time.
Well, and same here. I mean, I'm looking at if he came down at 84 and he can do 70 laps, that'll get him there.
I hope so. We'll see. I think a couple of people out there in the chat have right now got their fingers crossed if he's going to make it. Atwood and Wilkerson still remain out there as our drivers who have pit back on lap 65. Still hanging out there with a 7-second lead over Kevin Thompson. Atwood and Wilkerson finally getting some time out by themselves. But unfortunately, they are going to have to figure out how and when to pit here.
Yeah.
Because they are not going to be able to squeak it all the way to the end. And make, Stella, you kind of wonder, I sit back and think, would it be a good idea to pit now? Right now, they're second off their best pace here in the race with 25 laps left to go. Do you come down pit now and say you already know you have to pit, cut your losses, put the tires on and fuel and go?
Well, due to the fact that they usually come back out,
Yep.
there you go. 14 places back. Give yourself as much time to make that up as possible.
Ooh, look at Wilkerson passing before pit. I love it. You see a lot of guys able to pass before heading into pit lane, as long as he didn't speed on the way in. Let's get to our new race leader, Kevin Thompson. Andrew St. Cour now sitting second. Warman very close in the 31 machine, sitting third. Samia is fourth. And now we've got a race. Right now, we're seeing at least the top 5 within half a second. Not too bad here, as it looks like Leftwich, Williams, and Simon got a little bit more work to do. See if they can make up about 4.5 to catch up with that pile. Still possibilities, but people have got to start working together. And that just doesn't seem to be, as we may have somebody loose here. On the bottom.
Yep.
Trying to see who that is. Is that Wilkerson?
Oh, we've got stuff in the front, too.
Looks like Wilkerson's got a problem. Nicholas Atwood.
Yep.
The two guys who just came down pit.
Cold tires, gentlemen. Cold tires.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Stella?
Everything just changed.
Take the C off cold tires, and that's what we have a problem with.
I thought you said they just came down.
Yes. 9-second pit stop time for Nicholas Atwood. 7-second stop time for Daniel Wilkerson.
No. Heavens.
So they come back out on freshly melted tires.
Oh, slicker than
and it slides around. So right now, Kevin Thompson and Andrew St. Cour, yes, they may have a massive lead here, but sometimes this might be their, oh my gosh. I'm sitting here thinking, man, this is going to be really bad, or this might be really good because this is going to allow them to stretch the fuel. They're not taking any chances. Down pit road they come.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Okay. I'm dying to see how this affects all these people that are one lap down. So, wow. And look who's back up at the top. Oh my heavens. No kidding. Came out on old tires and did that.
All right, let's take a look.
think we just saw one of those the other night.
Well, the funny part was this shouldn't have been what brought out the caution. This is what brought out the caution.
Yes.
Him trying to avoid it here, and then it comes up, and boy.
Wow. Wow, there was some pucker factor there.
Yeah, I think Jonathan Smith wrecked on that one because of that. Let's see Jonathan Smith here. Watch.
Oh, no. He's got it. He's got it.
Oh, man. Good
He's got
save. Good
Boy,
save
I
there
wish
by
I had
the
a
99.
camera on that dude, you know? I want to see that wheel. You know it.
Yep, just a good amount of braking.
Yeah. No kidding. I expected it to be a lot more frantic, to be perfectly honest.
Yep. So Jonathan Jennings now sits second. Christopher Simon deciding to stay out. He last pit on lap 73. Pace car lights are out.
All right.
And we... this might be interesting.
Have a
Kevin
shootout.
Thompson and Andrew St. Cour are sitting 4th and 5th on fresh tires. Fresh tires and enough fuel to make it to the end.
Bum, bum, bum.
Well, it's interesting enough because you see the Shoney's racing team is now sitting in the number 1 position.
Okay.
The only Toyota here in the top 15 at least. 2 Chevrolets led by the Elite Southern Motorsports team, Jonathan Jennings and Hunter Simpson, will be starting 2 and 3. Then we've got the following 2 Fords with Kevin Thompson and Andrew St. Cour. So I would be concerned as seeing what just happened to Daniel Wilkerson and Nicholas Atwood with the old tires. If Christopher Simon may have a stutter start here trying to get going.
And who's packed up behind him?
Oh, yeah, you can probably guess. Right now, that is going to be Andrew St. Cour and Hunter Simpson.
Ooh.
Yep, so this is
All
going to be
right.
pretty rough. We'll keep an eye here on the number 27. Notice how far back Jonathan Jennings sits on this restart, and he watched him do it. Interesting enough here, Kevin Thompson's going to give Jennings a shove here, and away they go. Boy, this is going to be tight. I would love to see if any kind of the fresh tires or some different pit strategies pay off here.
Warman's the 3rd in line, so it should be giving him a decent... and they're picking up more.
Yep, here we go. Kevin Thompson are going ahead and ditching that outside line, sliding underneath Jonathan Jennings. Jennings drops to second, but not so fast.
Nope.
Jennings will have some help as Eric Warman definitely makes up the ground and starts pushing as well. Andrew St. Cour didn't give up. He stays on the outside line. Interesting moves here as Simon drops from the lead down to 5th. Samia looking to see where he fits in here.
Jennings, it looks like, gets in front of Thompson. He says, you're not going to do that again.
Yeah, let's get up here in the tower where I want to take a look from the outside as the 12 machine of Andrew St. Cour trying to drive the wheels off this thing. Lap traffic here.
No.
Oh.
No. They're all gone. Oh, wow. Oh, no.
I don't know about you, but that looked like netcode to me.
I just saw
That looked like total
glass and
netcode here.
spit and
Let's take another look at it here. Right here.
well, we
Nope. Catches
No.
catches his own teammate here.
yeah, both. Well, he sends 21, sends Jennings, sends Thompson. Yeah. Did Warman escape? No, because Jennings comes around and clips him.
Look at the 3. Samia gets
look at
out.
this noise. Man. Mm-mm.
Yeah, there
Wow,
was
well,
somebody
that
I wanted to watch here, which
shakes
was
some things
McMahon.
up.
I want to see McMahon get through this because I think it was a pretty sketchy shot.
He started back here?
Yep.
Oh, that's total Days of Thunder. Just drive through the smoke. You'll come out the other side. He needs to give his crew chief an extra tip for tonight.
Wild shot through here. I know some screaming's going to be had after this one to see if lap traffic is any sort of a problem here. Take a look at it here with Mike Leftley. He was able to squeak through unscathed.
Look at that. Oh. The pace car got me. My. I don't think the lap traffic made any difference, but he sure got a boatload of other cars smashed in there.
Yeah, but I would probably say that's what they're going to kind of aim at, is notice how everybody's having a crunch here.
Yes.
You know, and I think that's where it may be, and that is actually Gary Clune.
But there's no reason 12 had to come down that far.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh.
I don't know if it loosened them up. I don't
What,
really
you think
like
door draft or something?
I guess. I mean, that's just kind of an ugly scene
ugly.
here. So I don't really know here. That's not looking so hot.
Just very sad. Get that close.
Yeah, I think what I'm looking for is the 31 of Eric Warman. And I want to see kind of how close that contact was.
Oh, he was up front of this. Oh, that's right.
There.
Because Jennings came.
See, that's
through.
where I would then point, as you see from this angle. And I don't
Yeah.
want to cause any trouble here, but notice how no contact made here with Jennings. And Jennings is already turning.
Oh.
If it had just bumped Kevin Thompson, knocked him to the inside, we would have stayed.
Yep.
So I think we
Sure
got a
would
little
have.
extra net code there.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, and that took out 6 more people. That's a shame.
Yeah. Well, what's insane is right now we are back under green and St. Cour is in the lead.
Sure.
Yes, we are. Back under green. St. Cour is in the lead. Hunter Simpson sits second. Mike Samia is third. Already getting decent separation here as we're back underway. Definitely like running it back there and watching that wreck there a few times to see if we can kind of clear anything up out there and try to get the best replay angles that we can with the time that we have. Looks like Hunter Simpson is going to regain the lead into the front, but not yet, as we are too wide with 13 to go. Drivers now down and out here of the race. Do want to say Jonathan Jennings still has an opportunity here. 7th place is where he sits.
I was gonna say we're not done though. Yeah, let's run like that, so we can see a bunch of them, because they are hustling, they are bumping, they are scraping, they are pushing. We're gonna see if they make it to the end here under green flag. This will show some drivership. Yeah, I know it's not a word, but
a couple of guys did come down pit that are trying to switch it up a little bit. Jonathan Jennings came down to lap 133. Eric Warman came down to 133 after the damage he received. So they definitely came down. Looked like they tried to throw on some tires and go back out there and do it again.
St. Cour's getting a push.
Yeah, St. Cour needs a little more help. I don't know if Samia's not interested in helping him after that last caution. But he's got to go up there and give the number 12 a shove there. There it is.
See? That's what I was saying. He gave him a push.
Now that's what he's needing. Now that's going to lead St. Cour straight into the 91, and here we go again. Jennings in front of him, warming to the outside. Oh,
And Simpson
boy.
blinking.
Yeah, this is not good, but they're trying to hold on to it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers here, still single file. That's going to leave Samia side by side. And right now, if you're Andrew St. Cour, top 5 will do. And right now, Wilkerson sitting with a 2nd position. And I haven't talked to him in a long time up here for a podium position. But he's got 10 laps to hold on to it here. Justin McMahon being on a tear all race here, definitely moving up farther into the top 10, seeing if he can get himself a podium position to begin this season. Right now, that would be huge for him, and I gotta admit, where is Kevin Powell when you need him?
Home.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kevin Powell here with a start and park, as well as Eddie Rivers. Hopefully, we will see them return at the next race. That is going to be a good race, what we've got upcoming. And Stella, the way these races have been going, you don't expect anything less, seeing where we're going next, which will be, guess where?
Where?
Bristol Motor Speedway.
Oh my.
Yeah, so you like hammering these guys together here to Super Speedway. Now let's shrink it down to half a mile and let them go at it again. If you guys tuned in the Racing Revolution, last night, man, it was a 2-caution race?
It was exceptional.
Yeah,
actually.
2-caution race after 250 laps. Not too bad. I expect the exact same here out of the Doghouse Racing League. 7 laps left to go here in this race. Do want to appreciate a shout out to our sponsors, the Shoney's out there of West Virginia. Appreciate them joining on for another season. And Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink. 0 sugar, 0 fillers, 5 calories, packed with essential vitamins, and loaded with brain-enhancing nootropics at optimal levels. Make the switch to a better tasting, better mix, and more effective energy drink. With flavors like pink lemonade, fruit punch, and grape popsicle, just to name a few. There is something for everyone. Click on the link in the description at the bottom, guys. Join in. You'll be able to use Doghouse as your link there, and it'll knock off a little money as well. And you can sign up and try them out. Right now, trying out is Justin McMahon, trying to see if he can find another lane around the 78 Chevrolet of Daniel Wilkerson. Wilkerson wants a strong finish here tonight, but you've got to give it to Jennings, coming up from the back and from a wreck here, and flying up, trying to aim for a podium position. Michael Samia sitting 6th. He's battling next to Eric Warman. I think these guys are starting to consider they may or may not catch up here with 0.3 of a second to make up here. They've got to figure out where they're going to find their strong point to get back to the front. Kevin Thompson, who got bumped there by Andrew St. Cour, still sitting 10th. There's still a good possibility of a top 10 finish by him. Kevin Brown is actually 11th. Look how far back he is. 13 seconds off pace. Christopher Simon, he's sitting 12th, and that brings us to Nicholas Atwood. Another driver got tangled up. Remember, he was backwards on the track for the caution way back. I believe it was on lap 126. 4 laps left to go here. Let's get back up to the front where Christopher Simon looks like he's sending these cars 3 wide here in the exact same spot the last caution just happened. But the guys do a heck of a better job this time, slicing on around, and they continue the charge with 3 laps to go here, Stella.
Yeah, we are getting close. I mean, between 3 wide. We got to be careful, guys. Do not go below that red-white line. I noticed you do it. But at least you didn't pass anybody. But let's keep it clean. We're in the green-white checker phase.
I've always wondered if anybody has the stones to drop down to that red-white line and stick a fender on the left quarter panel and see if they're either push you or see if you can get the edge and try to squeak underneath. But that does not seem to be the case here. Remember how we saw Eric Warman and believe Michael Samia going at it? Well, looks like Warman's gotten it together. He's moving up into 5th. Following along behind the 91 machine, here comes Andrew St. Cour outside line, 2 laps to go. White flag this time by Hunter Simpson is trying to see if he can hold on for the race win here tonight. I guarantee you the gloves are off now as we head into turn number 1 for the last time. Oh, a quick little blank there by Mike Samia. Samia, no.
Samia in the wall. Yep.
Samia totaling out here, not looking good. He's rolling on out,
It's okay.
rotating back up to the front where McMahon sits 3rd. McMahon, Daniel Wilkerson to the outside. 24 machine. This could be a huge run. This is exactly what they need. And Daniel Wilkerson into the front. Wilkerson with the win here at Atlanta. Yeah, baby. 20 thousandths of a second was Justin McMahon, and Hunter Simpson drops down to third. Fantastic run there by the 78.
1, 2, and 3 within 6/100ths of a second. That is fantastic. What? That, yes. Can we just do like a replay of the crossing the finish line?
That
was
we can do.
awesome. I know it's not a caution, but give it to me.
That we can do.
Oh my. That's amazing. I cannot believe. And both of them. I mean, 24 came through too. I mean, McMahon and yeah. Look at that roll. At one point, no, this is after. Has to be. After the start finish.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I thought McMahon he was needed. Well, it's like they say in a horse race. Oh, he just needed another furlong, and he would have passed him. Yeah, well, if I woulda, coulda, you know. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Bing, bing, bing.
Man.
Now, did Jennings come in front of Warman?
No, Warman beat him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, my.
Yep, Warman got him. Let's go ahead and take a look at where our guys placed, and you'll see the distance. 19 thousandths of a second, McMahon comes second.
Nice.
60 thousandths is Hunter Simpson off the lead. That was close.
Mike Leftwich right up there too. He's came in 6th.
Yeah.
Andrew St.
Eric Warman beat
7th.
Jonathan Jennings by 6 thousandths of a second.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. What a race. What a race. That ended perfectly right here at the end.
Yes. Yeah. Every race ends perfectly, though. It ends the way it was meant to end.
Wow.
Whether people are happy or not.
Wow. That was awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on just a moment. We're going to run our guys down. All right, everybody, our third place finisher here, Hunter Simpson. Hunter, talk to me about this race, man. Started third, ended third, but followed behind actually Jonathan Jennings most of the race here. Talk to me about kind of the setup we went in starting this race.
I was just trying to ride around and trying to help out the team game as much as I could. I wasn't trying to play no games because I'm not like that. You know, if I can pit with a teammate, that's what I'll do. And there's no point in going up there and battling for the lead and just slowing everybody down when we're trying to run our race. And in the last 15 is where I planned on making my moves.
Man, how do you
right
wait?
for a change.
Yeah, how do you wait that long? I mean, you wait, 100 some odd laps to make a move. I mean, How do you have the discipline to kind of wait there in the back and then just kind of follow behind somebody and not say, "Hey, man, can I lead a couple every once in a while?"
It's we all work so good together in testing, and John helps me out a lot. He's trying to take me to that next level within setups and learning how to build one. And so I don't mind to ride around in second, because if I ride around in second, then the last 5 laps I can make a move, and
There you go.
I'm the best car, and like I'll be in the best position. And so you just got to have a lot of patience, and I'm perfectly fine with it because I trust all the teammates we run with, and it was a lot of fun.
Alrighty, well,
I like this guy.
yeah, I know the conversation sometimes about following behind somebody, it can result in a little bit of a dirty air problem. We head next week to Bristol, where sometimes the field can get separated and there's nothing but dirty air everywhere. Is that how you plan to set up the car, is kind of fighting through traffic?
I'd love to start first and end there if I can. Bristol's my home track basically. I'm in Kentucky, but Bristol's the closest track to me, so I'd
All
love
right.
to do really good there. But if not, I just love having it on the schedule since we haven't the past couple of seasons.
Oh yeah, well, Bristol's definitely one of my favorite. I haven't had the opportunity of the next gen, but I knew I had pretty some decent fun out there in the Arcas and especially in the Xfinity cars. Hunter Simpson, congratulations on your third place finish. Give me your shout outs here, buddy.
I want to give congrats to Daniel, the league owner, for winning this race. It was a lot of fun, and we all have a lot of trust within each other. And so I knew that coming down to it, even if I didn't get the win, that everybody was going to race everyone clean. I want to thank all the league admins, you guys for the broadcast, and all my teammates for everything they do. I really couldn't be here without them. I just drive the car, but if you don't have a good setup underneath you, then you're hurting yourself. So I want to thank them, and I know it could have been boring with us just riding single file, but it's different for a driver when you're single file.
Alrighty, man. Well, go back and watch that finish. That was definitely a fantastic run here. Congratulations, man. We'll see you, Bristol.
10-4, thank you.
All right, that is
I
Hunter
hope I didn't
Simpson.
scream.
I don't know. It was pretty close. I know somebody who was screaming, just trying to get a couple extra inches out there, was Justin McMahon. Justin, this race, man, what a wild finish it was here toward the end. Talk to me about it.
Oh, what part do you want me to talk about? Because it was wild all the way through, at least for me, anyways. Between me screwing up, coming down pit road under green flag there, and almost wrecking, and thinking
That
my race
was
was over, and
awesome.
yeah. And then that late caution ended up working out in my favor. And I was able to stay on the lead lap there and have a chance to battle for the win there. But a little bit of an iRacing glitch there that almost cost me a race also because of something to do with the pits. But luckily our awesome league owner Daniel was able to take care of that for us, and they're going to review it. But it was a weird glitch that happened to multiple people there. But yeah, it was through and through. That was a wild race, really. I mean, it was the fact that we stayed green for as long as we did, and the pack got split up there, and we were able to stay up front for most of it. It was pretty fun.
Now, you worked all the way back from 10th position to finish second, and you kind of wrapped it all into one. You fought on the outside line and worked your way up to the front. You missed pit, and you were able to make it back. Talk to me about kind of that tangle up there that you saw Andrew St. Cour and Jennings get into there. What was the morale of the team heading into that?
You talking about that last caution that came out in the front stretch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I honestly haven't been back to look at that yet. I was just white knuckling it through there, trying to. I was looking in my mirror and looking at the wall and looking at the cars that were coming back across the track, and I was just trying to stay out of it. I got a little bit of contact, I think, on the right side. I honestly, it was a blur. I was just trying to avoid it, to be honest with you. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I think we actually rode with you, and I think you went down right at the red and white line and got clipped there. That was very, very close, man. But if you think that was close, we head to Bristol, where it's going to be side-by-side racing, plenty of traffic, guys going laps down pit road, guys having to weigh their options, when to pit, when not to pit. How do we keep our head down moving out of this after a second-place finish into Bristol, and, what do you expect to see there?
Well, I mean, if it's anything like tonight, I think we can just really roll the dice there and expect anything. I think the biggest thing in there is just to worry about hitting your marks and battling the track as opposed to battling people on the track. Hit your marks and just race the race. Don't race the people that are out there, and then I think that'll come to you. As long as you have a decent enough car under and you can keep the tires under it, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, and they'll have the dual pit roads open when you hit Bristol this time. So that's always a fun challenge. We've seen a couple of those where they do the singles, some the doubles, and invariably somebody oopses.
It'll probably be me if anything.
Oh
Not gonna lie.
no!
There's been some confusion there, and I'm sure it'll confuse some people there too, whether or not you come down the front stretch pit road under caution, or if you gotta come down the pit entrance on the back stretch under green. It's going to be confusing, I
Exactly.
think. So I'm sure there'll be some hiccups and some black flags during that race, but hopefully, fingers crossed that I'm not one of those, and hopefully we can stay out of any wrecks and keep the car clean for the most part, and do what we did tonight and stay up front.
Oh man,
Sounds
what
like a
would
hell
be
of a
awesome?
plan.
What would be awesome is if they ended up during the warm-up laps, kind of behind the pace car, is everybody's allowed to go down pit road and try to find where you are, whether you're on the front or the back stretch, and then no one will miss it. Just have one extra caution lap, and everybody go, okay, there's the 24, there's the 78,
Yeah.
and then go, okay, I just need to remember every time I see the start-finish line, that's the one I need to hit,
Right.
or
Well,
something like that.
That's the thing with Bristol though too. I mean, you get into a rhythm and everything's happening so fast. I'll forget if I'm on the front stretch or back stretch
Yes.
a lot of
Oh,
times. So
no.
you're concentrating on hitting your marks and keeping the car there. I mean, it's a lot of times, you can look at it and be like, oh, I should be coming out of turn 4 right now. And you look and you're like, no, I'm only at a turn 2. So you're going to have to really pay attention, and hopefully we don't mess that up. But
Oh, yeah.
it should be fun. I think we should have a good setup for there, and it should be competitive. I think I'm sure there'll probably be a few more cautions than there was here tonight, without a doubt. But hopefully we can stay clean.
Oh, yeah, man. All right, man. Shout out time. Tell me a little bit about Group 6 as well.
Yeah, they're a web design business that my buddy owns. They develop and build websites for everybody. So if anybody needs one, go ahead and reach out to group6interactive.com. Reach out to my buddy Nate. And congrats to Daniel on the win. That's awesome. I'm so glad that Daniel was able to get the win, especially on the first race of the season there. I'm super excited every time I have a chance to help him or push him to the front there, and I was glad I was able to do that. I told him coming to 2 to go that we're only teammates until the last lap. So after that, but I gave him a good shot going into turn 3 and was able to give him a push to get by Hunter there, and I figured I'd stick my nose out there at the line to try to give him a run for his money there to try to take the win from him there. But I'm really glad. I'm happy for him and the team. And thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast. You guys do a great job.
Cool. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Justin, we will see you at Bristol, man.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, that is going to do it for Justin McMahon. That moves us to our race winner, Daniel Wilkerson, and I guarantee he's going to say, what in the world was that? Starting in 5th, finishing the race in the number 1 position. Daniel Wilkerson, dude, it has been so long since I've talked to you in a podium position.
It has been a while, man. It definitely has.
Boy, oh boy, this race was definitely one to put in the record book. And now I've got to ask a little bit here during the race, and I did pay attention. You and Nicholas Atwood were kind of out there in the weeds, man. How do you keep your composure?
It was tough, man. We were all running right there together before that first pit stop. Then we came out. We had some cars that were needing to pit and everything get between us and the top 3 or 4. So we lost that draft through all that, and so yeah, we were just by ourselves, and all we did was we just stuck as close to him as I could, didn't get out of line, and just really hoped for that we'd get a caution at some point, which we did. And that's the only way we had a shot, because I know there were several cars that didn't need to stop, and I had to stop, one more time. So we were going to be messed up. I mean, that was going to be probably a 10th, 11th place finish if it would have stayed like that, because we would have had to, pit there in the next probably 5-10 laps.
All right. Well, speaking of pitting, let's kind of fast forward it a little bit there to lap 126. Talk to me a little bit about what happened there. It looked like you got loose, looped it, and then Nicholas Atwood almost did the exact same thing and slung up the track facing the wrong way.
Yeah, so I can tell you what happened. I didn't take tires, and it was old tires there. So, and coming off on old tires, because it saved me basically 8 to 10 seconds on pit road. The only chance I had was to actually just not take tires, and I'm guessing he did the same thing. And I just was trying to be as easy as I could, and then I looped it off pit road, and then luckily somebody went up on the track, I guess, and caused the caution, because I was low enough. I was not going to get a caution for that because I was off the track, and honestly didn't want a caution for me doing that. So I got really, really lucky there. I don't know who got into the wall, or if it was Nick that looped it into the wall, but
Everybody.
It was Nick. It was Nick. He slung around you,
Yeah.
got up on the racing surface, and it looped him.
yeah. So he probably had as old tires as I did.
And
I
you
tell
both
you, it
had
was
9
slick.
second pit stops.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you had the same plan.
All right.
Yeah, we did. We had the same plan, and it just, like I said, I got really lucky. If he wouldn't have done that, caution wouldn't have came out, I'd have probably wound up, a lap down or more. It just nothing, we'd have probably had some turmoil there at the end, maybe, at some point, but who knows? We was running a pretty clean race, everybody.
All right. How did you survive the lap 133, the big one right there on the front stretch?
Honestly, I wasn't all the way caught up. I got
We'd
out
like
of
you to lie.
No, I was lost to draft. I came out of the pits, and there were several guys that had, for some reason, the wave around cars, and even Lucky Dog and some guys that had stuck behind the pit road. We entered, and the pit was open, and it got us several people for entering a closed pit, which it was an iRacing glitch. It's happened before. It's because we came out when the caution came out. The pace car was past us, but it told us to go around. Well, I had to go around the pace car that time. Plus, I was the lucky dog, so I had to go all the way back around again. I pitted the first chance I could, which was the pit was open. Well, several people happened to the same thing because that wreck, wave around, they got closed pit. I was busy clearing flags and trying to figure out what the hell happened, and I lost the draft, which is nothing. I mean, it is what it is. I thought I was done at that time, and I would have been if I'd have stayed up there. So I got lucky twice, and both dumb moves on my part. Clearing black flags, I guess ain't a dumb move. I'm trying to help people. That's what I'm supposed to do in the race. But the other was looping it off pit road. So really, I got lucky 2 times.
I don't know how you managed to do that with all these. We see several leagues that the driver is doing the black flags and etc. And to try to keep up with all that is pretty astounding. Don't knock yourself at all.
It's hard. I usually lose several positions clearing flags.
Ah,
I've gotten, we had me and Hunter Simpson both was trying to do things like that. We were down a couple admins tonight due to some issues that they were having and couldn't make the race. So, it was basically me and Hunter was the only ones here. And of course, I was trying to do it. I mean, he's up there battling for the lead. But then at the end, we were both lap battling, right? And it was just really, it's tough, when you're trying to, do 2 things at one time. I mean, I can barely walk and chew gum at the same time. So doing this sucks, trying to do that
I
without
hear
being.
you.
So anyway.
Well, you try to keep it clean and everything. We head to Bristol next week. Kind of a quick take on there. Are we going to continue your luck throughout that race?
I don't know. Probably not. Short tracks. I don't know. I mean, I'm decent at Bristol. I haven't ran it in a long time, though, so we'll see. I mean, we're a pretty clean league. I expect it to be pretty good, but you just never know. I mean, Bristol's one of those things to where it just takes one guy wrecking at the front of the field, and you're going to wad up the entire straightaway. So but it's self-cleaning in a way too. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I mean, I think we'll be prepared for it, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's one of them. It's about like these, Atlanta, Talladega, anywhere like that. You got to just survive. And if it gets strung out, then you can start really, trying to pull some strategy or something like that. But other than that, if it doesn't go green and it's just a caution fest, you gotta survive.
All righty, man. Before I get your shout outs, how can somebody join the Doghouse Racing League?
Well, first, if you want to join the racing league, you can go to doghouseracingle.com. Check us out there. You can also, go to our Facebook page and message us, or you can apply on iRacing. And then if you want the Cup Series, you can run a few races in the trucks, or in the some of our other, we do some tryout races, things like that, and then we'll send you an invite to the Cup Series. Anyway, hopefully we'll get a few more people in here, but I tell you, we got a good group of guys right now, so I think it's gonna be a fun season.
All right, man.
So
Shout out
far, it
time.
sure is.
Shout out time. Give me something a little bit about Shoney's and Rogue Energy.
Well, I don't think Shoney's number one. I mean, Shoney's is definitely a big supporter of this league in general, so I appreciate everything they do. Without them, we couldn't do all the broadcasts and things like that. So definitely appreciate that. Of course, Rogue Energy, we're an affiliate for Rogue Energy. So if anybody's interested, go on there and use code Doghouse to get 10% off. Other than that, man, I just want to, say thank you to all my teammates, Loud Pedal Racing, all the other guys that we practice with as well. Got a lot of help from some of these guys, man, that just puts in a lot of time with us. I mean, Jonathan, Kevin, they've taught me a lot. So I have to, Hunter, I mean, a lot of these guys will help anybody in this league, and it's really cool because how I was running a year ago compared to now, it's just night and day. So putting in a lot of practice. I mean, probably put in about 200 or 300 laps for this race, to be honest. So we were ready, but Justin pushed me there at the end. Appreciate that. Tried to get me at the end, but that's what we're supposed to do. And it was a very close finish. So appreciate Justin for giving me that push. He's a good teammate there. And anyway, it's just thank you to the entire league too, man. It's all these guys that race here. They're fantastic. A lot of these guys have been with us a long time. And thank you to all the admins that keep this thing running.
All right, Daniel. Congratulations on your win, buddy, and we'll see you at Bristol.
All right, bud. Thank you.
All righty. And Stella, that's going to do it here for us as we look onward. As Daniel Wilkerson had a fantastic finish here. We're taking a look at it right now, how close it was. 19 thousandths of a second. Justin McMahon just barely missed that win. But Daniel Wilkerson comes away with it. Final thoughts here, Stella, before we end up with a sign-off here.
In other words, be quick. Once again, great night of racing. I mean, you can't do this without a caution. Netcode sucks, and I like the strategy. I like it when there's strategy. So this was a great race. Thanks, fellas.
Yeah, definitely a couple shuffle-ups. Not too many cautions, only two here on the night, one of them involving Daniel Wilkerson and Nicholas Atwood kind of looping it there for a little bit. Jonathan Smith actually had trouble back there on lap 13, so actually there were three cautions, and then the third one involving there with Andrew St. Cour, Christopher Simon, Gary Clune, Jonathan Smith, and Steven Bonomo, which is rather unfortunate for some of the drivers kind of getting caught up there. All right, everybody, don't forget to tune in next Thursday. Next Thursday, we will be at Bristol Motor Speedway, and no, we're not putting dirt on the field. We're going to go ahead and keep it the wonderful, beautiful concrete that it is, allowing them to be as fast as absolutely possible. So as they continue to practice, guys, rest up. Make sure you go ahead and keep a link out there. We'll float a link out there super early so you know when to wait for it and be signed up for it. B-Mac, Timmy, appreciate you joining us here, as well as Sean Thompson and Miguel. Definitely hope to see you guys next week, and we'll take it from there. So be well, be safe, be kind, and I'll see all you guys next time.